Thanks. Good evening. I'm glad you guys are here. This is the Byron High School Jazz Band. We rehearse once a week, Tuesday mornings at 7:15 a.m., so it's a dedicated group of students. We have three pieces this evening. The first is entitled Joshua, from the spiritual Joshua Fit the Battle of Jericho. This arrangement is by Mike Collins Dowden. Thank you. That featured solos by Seth Fossen on tenor saxophone, Gabby Holmes on trumpet, and Jocelyn Mascatelli on baritone. And the drum set's always a solo. That Gene Krupa thing is always kind of a thing. Dominic Kuniko on drum set. The next piece, we're not slowing it down for you, as a matter of fact, a little bit. This next piece is Groovetown. It's a medium swing chart. This is by Jamie Roth. Yes, and that last piece you heard from Connor Esser on Barry saxophone. And once again from Seth Vossen on the tenor saxophone. Our last piece is not a medium swing chart. This is a rock tune, rock shuffle. Rockin' Robin, around in the 50s, I think it was the thing then, but it's a fun song. This will feature a solo by Evan Lujan on alto saxophone. After the jazz band performance, there's going to be a short transition as we set up for a percussion ensemble. We can percussionists thank you ahead of time for helping move some stuff. It should just be a couple minutes, so feel free to talk to each other, but we'll get going as fast as we can. So thank you. Again, just a couple minutes as we clear the stage. Thank you all. Doesn't come up, guys. You don't move that. You just bring it. So there's no big deal. Move it back. It's all fine. Move on that when they say that orange mark is where the front of that goes. You just need your camera. It's fine. You'll be right inside of you. All right, timpani, you only need 2. I know. That's what I said. But it was. You do it. Okay, thanks. Remember, guys, we're going to arc that out a little bit. If you remember right how we did this before, we actually come up to about right here. So mallets, you can pull up. I believe the front was xylophone and the second row was bells. Is that correct? We had them 1, 2, 3. We had us on the outside. Bells are on the outside? Okay, I trust because you know better than I do. So let's make sure those are. Well, wherever we had it before, you know what I mean, more or less. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I do want you fairly close. You're going to be in a fair amount. That might be fine. Yeah. All right, and we're going to. That's your right interval. You got a 4. I bet you're pretty close. Give me that second. I'm gonna check that. Yeah, that's right. So, okay, back row, make sure you're not too far back. And then find the window with the front. That would be ideal. That gong is fine. That will be. Yeah, we're a little ways back. All right. I know. Do you need more space, guys, in that back row? Would you like to? Well, they can either way, but I think we're good to go. Oh, absolutely. Back row, are you able to see me? Yes, thumbs up, you're good to go. Okay, sounds good. You're good? Sounds good. Thank you all. I just think it's important to pull up the percussion to the front. If we're going to do a percussion feature, it just kind of looks trash if we do it with all the ensemble in front and in the back and stuff. This is our Byron High School Percussion Ensemble. We meet as a class separately, so we rehearse music for both bands and then kind of plug it in the last week or so. Rehearsing separately also gives us the opportunity to work up some ensemble music. So this evening we have an ensemble piece entitled "Escape from Pirate Cove." The piece will kind of explain itself as we play it. This is by Jerry McCain. glad I have the kids to actually keep track of what I'm supposed to do. So that box over there, I put that there so I wouldn't forget it, which I did, but I didn't forget it in my room, which is an important point. In that box is all my awards for the evening. And as it turns out, I'm handing those out, and that's happening. So for percussion, it's always just fun. It's a surprise. I never know what's going to happen in life. It's novel. So as percussion rehearsed separately, I have my own set of awards for them, just because of how voting and stuff will work. It makes things cleaner. I'm going to, thank you guys so much. They're efficient, too. They're moving while I'm about to present stuff. In a second, though, you can come back forward. I'll give you, take a second, and then come back forward because I'm going to do some awarding of awards. You're doing great, guys. Better than I am, so. Okay, so just come on forward. We're going to have plenty of time. There's going to be a short intermission. Maybe the lights even come on for 5 minutes or so as we set some chairs, so we'll have plenty of time. Okay, so I have an outstanding senior award that is voted on by the group, so that each kid has a chance to vote, freshman through senior, about who they think is representative of an outstanding senior. Somebody who is probably a pretty good player, but also is just there, taking leadership roles on, reliable, an outstanding member of the band. I also choose individually a most improved award, and I want to make sure to qualify this because I remember still what middle school most improved of the quarter awards looked like from my middle school at least, and it was a kid who just wasn't messing up as much as they usually did. Like, oh, good for you. You turned in some papers in on time and you didn't mess up as much as normal. That's not what this award means to me. The most improved will be just that, somebody who is working hard. And I guess actually I should maybe just change it to like a work award, essentially. It's showing off who's working very, very hard, becoming better. Before I even do that, we had a solo and ensemble event that we hosted ourselves this year. Stewartville had, they were hosting, but it was freezing cold. It was one of our few days we had off, of course, this year for cold. And so we just hosted a little bit later on. We had a couple students take solos, and I'd like to recognize those students now. Get the words out of the middle of the folder. All right. Isha Chandra, Superior snare solo. And Superior mallet solo. And then Dominic Kuniko, Superior mallet solo. Let's go. Yeah, outstanding, most improved member. I had to think a little hard about this for a while. Ultimately, I chose Isha Chandra for most improved. She's doing great, but she's working hard. Nice job, Isha. Yeah, absolutely. I'm super proud of you. Okay, this year's outstanding senior percussionist is Dominic Kuniko.
Hi. Okay, you can put your phone down now.
I might also mention that Dominic is extremely active in the drama department, the theater department here at Byron. Okay, so there's going to be a second because I have to set up 5 rows. We have to set up 5 rows of chairs and get our percussion ready. I don't know here if you want to just flip the lights at half house or something. You probably have at least 5 minutes if you want to run and go to the bathroom or whatever. But we'll start up as soon as we can. Thanks. You can also just hang. Thank you, percussion. That would be great. Come to me, people, for rows. That would be outstanding. All right, so. The first row. Who's got row 1? Excellent. So let me double check.
Yeah, we're taking one.
Okay, the front row has 9 chairs. Now what that means is the middle one is actually no those things. 9 chairs, 7 stands. All right. Row 2, who else? Okay, row 2, this side. All right, row 4. Who's got me covered? You got it. Excellent. If you want to point 3, yeah, it's getting bigger. You have 16 chairs for the stands. Hey guys, there is more chairs, by the way, over here. We're going to grab them in a second. And then who's got row 5? 16, 13. Row 5 is 17, 15. Yep. And behind here. Kind of spread them evenly, I'll fine tune it. Yeah, smart. You're good. I'm giving myself this is solid A minus. I still have time to tank, but like.
We need a lot more.
And then it's like about every other. Perfect. They can figure it out. They're too dumb to make their stands work. I don't know. As long as we're in the vicinity.
Yeah, we need 5 more, actually.
Thank you guys so much. Actually, this road's probably good. I think. At least it's spread out. I'm guessing probably a second row. I haven't counted yet, but thank you so much, Zach. It is, yeah, exactly right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Isha. One there. drums? Let me just check. Is that an extra something? I think we're about ready. All right, concert band, if you guys want to come on stage, that'd be great. Jazz band, if you were able to not fit yourselves in, then try to sneak in your place as they get on stage. Thanks. That'll work. Just make sure we come in over here. Thank you guys so much for your help. I really appreciate it, you guys. Remember how auditoriums work? You whisper right here, phones away when the performances are happening. I think we're good to go. We're so close, just one bass amp off from where we needed for a setup. All right, this is a Byron concert band. It's comprised of 9th and 10th graders. Percussion is a mixed mixed grade group. So that is a 9 through 11 section that you see in front of the winds. We have 3 pieces. The first is entitled Secret Agent Man. Kind of a spy theme going on, actually, for my introductions for both of these bands. This piece is originally by not Johnny Vincent, P.F. Sloan and Steve Barry, but I feel like, wasn't it Johnny Rivers? I feel like that's the person who sang it and made it famous. Is that a thing? Perfect. I'm like, this is poll the audience time right now. Anyone who's around in the 60s, Johnny Rivers, that's a name, and I think that's who this was. So, made famous by, you can't have your cell phones out anyways right now, made famous by Johnny Rivers, probably. All right, so got a couple things to do between these first 2 songs with this group. The first thing is I'd like to recognize those members of this band who have lettered in band as an activity. Band is a class. We are an academic class, but we are also we are co-curricular. We have some components that go beyond the classroom. And so for me, lettering criteria, I award lettering points based on doing things that just go above and beyond what it takes to get an A in class. You can be an outstanding player in band, and you're doing everything great, and you don't letter, and that's fine, like no big deal. But lettering is awarded for things like not taking skips during a pep band season, for helping out during anytime we host anything. This year we hosted HVL Honor Band. We also hosted a large group contest. Playing your instrument outside of school for, be it Easter church or something, or if you're doing a community band kind of a thing, just basically, or, nursing home, wherever you happen to play, just things that go above and beyond what it takes just to get an A in the class. So if you are, percussion, did we do lettering? We did not. I didn't recognize you all. You can do it right now anyways. Percussion and you all, if you lettered this year in band, can you please stand as a group and be recognized? Thank you. All right, the second thing I'd like to do, Yep, this is when I'm doing this. Would be to hand out awards for solo and ensemble. About a month ago, I want to say or so, we hosted our own festival, solo ensemble, and a bunch of these kids took solos, and I'd like to acknowledge those kids. So I'm going to call your names up in alphabetical order. If you could come to me, grab your certificates, and if you all could hold your applause to the end, that would probably just make things go quicker. So thanks. Actually, no joke, I could use an assistant. Who would like to help me out? You can hold them. You can give them to me. Sure, coming up. I can't really file through these with one hand, hold the mic with the other. It's just I'm going to drop everything. So thank you so much. All right, so you'll hand them to me and I will read them. It's an easy gig. All right, thanks. Max Hessedal, Superior Tuba Solo. Love you, Hessedal. Yeah, they're walking up. Feel free to clap between. It takes a second. All right, you can stay. Yeah, let's make that precedent. You want to sit down? Yeah. You choose. All right, we're sitting down after we get him. I mean, I'm pretty easy going with stuff. We're good. All right, Evelyn Krieger, Superior Flute Solo. Let's stop. Podiums between. Belamas, Superior Bass Clarinet Solo. And then I have more. You can give me more for this one. Yep. Belamas, Superior, Best in Sight Bass Clarinet Solo. And I have one more. No, okay, that's it. All right, and that was it. Nice job, Bella. Even with an assist, I'm struggling. All right, Ted McGinnis, excellent euphonium solo. If you see two of the same name, you can give me them moved together. Makes sense. Nice job, Ted. Thanks. Jocelyn Moscatelli, Superior euphonium solo. Perfect. Cedar Mugu, Superior Bass Sax Solo, Superior Saxophone Ensemble. That's very nice. I'm going to do more than one at a time. Probably need two assistants. Vanuja Ranatunga, Superior Trombone Solo. Nice job. Adrian Sandberg, whose name I spelled wrong in the program, by the way, and I'm sorry about that. But also, Belamas, you have two S's in your last name. Who knew? You. Okay, Superior Alto Sax Duet. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. You're a flute.
Yes.
Superior Flute Solo. I'll fix that. I have no idea why I said that. I'm assuming it's my problem. And Will Zhao, Superior Flute Solo. I don't actually know what to say that. Thanks for me. All right. Yep. Round of applause. All right. The next piece is in the Latin chart. This is Sway, originally known as Quien Será. And the original words are by Pablo Beltran Ruiz. This arrangement is by Michael Brown. Thank you. Before the next song, I have awards to hand out for this group as well. I have an outstanding freshman that was chosen by me. I have a most improved band member of this concert band that was chosen by me, and then an outstanding sophomore that was also chosen by me. So this year's outstanding freshman is a lot of freshmen who are outstanding, but I chose Bella Mas, outstanding freshman. Case in point for a player who's not a weak player, who's going to get this most improved band member. This kid has practiced every day in my advisory, which is like a homeroom / study hall kind of time that we have. He practices every single day, has really worked on a lot of aspects of his playing, and it shows. This is Vanuja Ranantunga for most improved concert band member. I'm always good for an awkward hug or two. I just couldn't. There's just outstanding members all over my band program, which is awesome. And I'm trying to remember, like, who did I give an award to last year? I just couldn't remember. So I don't remember this kid was outstanding freshman last year or not. But this year's outstanding sophomore is going to go to Seth Fossen.
I just want to say this goes out to Ty Up Pam. Taught me everything I know. Well, other than Mr. Knudsen.
Yeah, you might not have known this. We have a celebrity in our midst tonight. Tyler Upham was my student teacher in the fall, and he's coming and representing Byron Band. I see, and sure, just. Tenor sax player himself, and it was really great having him around. That's an inside joke for the kids only, but I like it. It's a honk shirt. Long story short, I was watching Spanish. I was learning Spanish through YouTube, and there was this shirt and that this YouTuber had on. I liked it and I ordered it, and then a bunch of them ordered it too. So it's a thing now. Okay, it says honk with like a goose that sort of has a propaganda sort of look to it. I liked it. Okay, we have one more piece before this entirely falls apart here. This is your welcome. This arrangement is from Moana. This arrangement is by Matt Conaway. There will once again be a very short intermission, a little shorter this time since I'm taking chairs off instead of putting them on. We need to lose 2 rows and move some percussion up. So just a few minutes. Probably don't wander too far, but feel free to talk to each other for a couple minutes here. Thank you. So, thank you guys so much. Question, thank you so much. Awesome. Yep, both these rows disappeared. There will be 1 chair left on that side for a base. I'll turn it sideways. We're going to leave this 1 chair. Yep, back to those. 1 for a base. So everything else, all upside down, push them all the way down. Please stick line it up. This one. I'll look and fine tune it, but your guess is as good as mine. Does timpani need to come up? I know that. Is that true, Steve? That's too big. Sorry. Yep. Yeah, that was a good idea. We really appreciate the input. All right, symphonic band, I think we're good to go. There's a possibility I'm short stand, so if I am, let me know. I'll get you one. Yeah, just making this happen. It wasn't perfectly set. I tried to do that in the morning, but I couldn't. That was the James Bond theme. This arrangement was by Victor Lopez. At this point, I think we're transitioning, which is good. I'd like to recognize the letter winners in this group. Again, those students who lettered are going above and beyond what it takes to just get an A in the class. So it's the extracurricular component of our music class, essentially. So if you lettered in band this year, would you please stand as a group and be recognized? All right, next piece this evening is music from Aladdin, and this arrangement is by Michael Sweeney. I have more interesting things. I have to take some time because the percussion just need to get ready for a second. It means timpani in particular just needs a second to tune. I don't know what to say about Aladdin. You all know this piece. You'll recognize the themes from it. It's just been a lot of fun. Every year the spring concert is always bittersweet because it's like, you learn to play and then you leave and then you do it again and then you leave. And that's just kind of the life of a teacher in general. But it's just been a lot of fun working with this group of seniors, so I will miss them this year. So, yeah. I'd like to now hand out some solo and ensemble awards for this group. I could use an assistant. You're going to be getting one. We could do that, though. No, it's really appreciate it. Excellent. That would be great. Thank you so much. It would just make things more complicated. I guess you're right. I did not post the qualifications before I asked for that. You were 100% right on that. Okay, so the game is you give them to me, I read them, and if you see more than one in a row, then you keep them coming. Exactly. All right, so Mara Booth, Superior Clarinet Duet. Easy. Landon Bremer, excellent trombone solo. Connor Esser, Superior Alto Sax Duet. Thank you. Superior alto sax solo and superior saxophone ensemble. Thanks. Gabby Holmes, superior trumpet solo and superior trumpet clarinet duet. That's yeah. Colleen Kamau. I think I'm saying your last name. I don't actually know how to say your last name. I never think of it. Whatever, you'll tell me later. Kamau. Perfect. Colleen Kamau, superior saxophone ensemble, superior alto sax duet, superior alto tenor sax duet, superior alto sax solo. Anna Kelly, superior saxophone ensemble, superior alto sax duet, and superior alto sax solo. Yeah. Evan Lujan, superior alto sax duet, superior saxophone ensemble, superior saxophone solo, best in sight alto saxophone solo. Thank you so much. Cece Meek, trumpet clarinet duet. Multi-talented. Gabe Smith, superior clarinet, bass clarinet duet. Gretchen Tucker, superior tenor sax solo, superior alto tenor sax duet, superior saxophone ensemble. Let's go. And Kai Zimmerman, superior clarinet duet, superior clarinet, bass clarinet duet. Let's go, Kai. For this next piece, alto saxophones, actually, if you guys could come up, that would be great. Perfect. This is going to be a saxophone feature. I'm making it one. This is In the Mood. It's probably the most famous swing tune of all time by Joe Garland. This arrangement is by Paul Murtha. saxophones take the act on the road. It's a plan. So, okay, you might have noticed, I probably should mention this, I've had some bass players play throughout the night. That was Sam Daly on bass. I had Kieran Chang on the first piece this evening. Both of these musicians, in addition to being a very sax player and a tuba player, are also rock bass players. Kieran plays, I think, a lot of stuff, drums, bass, guitar, whatever. So it's nice to be able to play around with different tone colors and just use them in a different capacity in this music that's a little more poppy. So, yeah. Okay, it is now time for awards before our final piece. This group also has an outstanding junior who I have chosen, most improved member who I've chosen, and then an outstanding senior that has been chosen by the group. That is, everyone had a chance to vote and for who they believe represents the most outstanding member of this band. So, outstanding junior, well, this is going to start getting old, but here's the deal. His friends would be mad, honestly, who would be also outstanding, would be mad if he didn't get it because this kid just keeps pushing and practicing, and it's impressive. Evan Lujan is this year's outstanding junior. So I'm also taking this second to give out an award for All-State Band. In Minnesota, there's an all-state band. It's put on by the Minnesota Music Educators Association. It is the top audition band in the state, and it's filled with extremely good players from everywhere, from whatever school, from Prior Lake, from Chanhassen, from wherever, all places of the state. Evan Lujan, this is his second year. He is a member of the 24-25 All-State Concert Band this year. So please, round of applause for that outstanding accomplishment. Should also mention that alto sax is an extremely competitive instrument. There's a lot of auditions. They don't take a lot of players, so it was very, very big honor. Most improved, again, is always hard for me because there's so many kids who are making progress and pushing, and I'd like to recognize that work, for everyone. But I'm picking one because that's how this game works. This year's most improved member is another outstanding member. This is Colleen Kamau. And finally, this year's outstanding senior that was voted upon by this group is Samuel Diley. Thanks. We have one more piece this evening. This is more Disney. This is The Jungle Book. Most of this is from the 1960s version. I think the beginning has some themes from the newer version that I actually haven't seen. So this is The Jungle Book. Thanks again for coming out this evening, supporting music in Byron. There's a lot of concerts coming up. If you want to take a look at the coming up section of your program, there's some great choir concerts, some great middle school band concerts coming up. So thank you, guys.
I just have a few things to say here to Mr. Knudsen before we wrap up our last concert here as seniors. I'm sure what I'm about to say everybody here in Symphonic Band will agree with. But anyways, I would just like to personally thank you, Mr. Knudsen, for being a great band teacher and an even better person throughout these 4 years of high school. And I think we all just really appreciate the positive attitude you bring to class every day and your smile. So yeah, thanks again for everything you do and the impact you've had on our lives.
And for a gift, we brought a box of a box of good stuff for you. You should.
Sure.
You should.
So first we have a card that all the seniors signed.
That's awesome. Thank you.
And then we have a card from Sam too.
Thank you.
Sam and,
Oh, and me.
Please read. Shall I read it now? Okay,
later.
later.
Read that later.
That's all I needed to know. All right.
So
What's inside it?
we got a Coke with your name on it.
That's it. Awesome. Thanks.
We got this tiger thing because you like cats.
It says you are a star on there.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel better about myself.
We got this horse trophy because we thought it looked interesting.
It does. It's very proud.
And then this was a personal choice of mine. This is a flamingo ceramic thing, and I filled it with a bunch of earplugs.
That's very, very useful, actually. That's very useful. Well, you can stay out, and then when you need earplugs, you can just go into
That was the idea.
I can say go to the Flamingo, and then it'll be a weird inside joke thing for a while if you need earplugs when we're rehearsing field percussion inside. So thank you so much for that.
All right. Get the box too. Thank you. It's a Skechers box. So.
All right. I believe we've concluded our concert. Have a great day. Have a great night.
Do you know what flamingos were?
We got a gig do that pretty soon. I need a administrator. I need to take a photo.
Where should I go in the middle? The middle. Okay, I'm in the middle. Yeah, you have the horn. Just say this. You go. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll come outside. We still have coverage. Were you going to college?
He wants one with the trombone?